All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. Because
this man hates Charlamagne, y'all. So he
I don't
definitely had to
look, dog. I don't hate.
You hate Charlamagne, dog.
I don't hate Charlamagne.
Dog.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I dislike. I dislike the man. Hate is a strong word.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of The Great Deliberators. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Imperator Rose.
It's your boy DK.
And one time for our boy OB.
Say your name, make your name rain.
Say your name, make your name rain.
Hey, before we get this popping, I'm just going to let y'all know right now, we about to go into our last quarter of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this year has moved.
It has.
It has moved. It felt like just yesterday, just like a month ago, we was in January talking about what we gonna start doing for 2024.
I know, dog.
And the crazy thing is, health-wise, I ain't done shit.
Not at all.
That I said I was gonna do, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Dog, I swear to God.
I'm not bullshitting. This last quarter, I'm going hard.
You gonna get it together?
I'm going hard. I'm going hard on everything.
It ain't about the journey, it's about the destination.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, keep your head down. As long as you still trying, bro, I don't care what anybody say. That's better than niggas who ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? And every one meal that you eat that's healthier than the meal that you plant that wasn't planned, where you eat a meal that ain't shit, it's still better for you, bro. So like, don't listen to people that say one meal don't change nothing. In long grand scheme of things, it probably won't. But again, if you eat 21 meals a week,
you start
and 7 of those meals is better than the 7 the previous week, you already healthier, bro. So like, don't sit up here and think that like just because you making micro changes that like it's not adding up, because that's how you get to your goals in general. It's how you get to where you want to get to. You make small plans, and over time it pays off eventually.
Amen. All right, let's get it popping. All
right, but before we do get into the pod though, I do want to just talk about 2 things real quick. For those that don't know, and because I don't think it has gotten nearly as much coverage as it should have, the people dealing with Hurricane Helene are in a Katrina level event, probably even worse, because just from watching some of the videos, there are entire towns and communities that have been washed away on that side of the coast. I'm talking, I watched a video where the only bridge into the town was dismantled, and they have no way to get to these people right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you can say a prayer, put out some positive energy, anything and everything can help. If you got the funds, if you got the means, if you can donate to the cause, try. I'm just saying, each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? We can all use a little bit of help, but the people out there in Helene, bro, they are like, it is terrible. And so if you haven't, because I've seen a little bit, but I don't think it's got nearly the same headline that Katrina got. And like, it's quite literally on that level. So prayers and blessings, and hopefully to everyone out there dealing with Helene, and hopefully y'all get some
the needed aid, the needed help, and the needed relief that y'all need.
Relief. That's the word I was looking for. Hopefully y'all get some relief here soon, bro, because it's bad, man. Just hop on TikTok, type in Helene, man, and you'll see it's absolutely devastating what they're dealing with out there. Second thing I want to mention before we get it kicked off here is, in case y'all don't know, the Longshore Port people are getting ready to go on strike here. 85,000.
The East Coast, right?
Yeah,
the Gulf.
85,000 workers from Texas all the way up to Maine. Pretty much everything
is about to get expensive.
From Iowa
it's about
down,
to get expensive.
It's not even about to get down. You ain't about to get nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so yeah,
it is.
Demand's finna go up. Supply finna come down.
Listen, again, shit getting expensive is bad, but even more so is shit running out. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't say this often, but if you have the juice in you to contact your elected official to get on these niggas about fixing that shit, you might want to do it, because that's kind of the reason we vote.
It's honestly, it's too late. Huh? What I will say is,
eventually got to get fixed.
If you don't have a bidet, go get one now, because toilet paper about to be expensive. Toilet paper about to be expensive.
I mean, if you can even get it.
Yeah, he's not lying.
I mean, that's not lying. I'm not even.
You know what's crazy? It's not really being discussed.
I'm saying,
and I'm really surprised. Like, you would think that this would be something that's like making headlines.
Nigga,
this is kind of like,
nigga.
I mean,
we don't produce anything.
The good thing is that living in Texas, we will be affected. So I don't want to make it seem like we won't be. But we do produce a lot of our own things here in Texas, so we may not get hit as bad as bad. Please, I'm
Hopefully.
saying this right now. We may not get as hit as bad as some other states, but I'm just letting you know it is going to affect everybody. But somebody like me, I'm all for the shits because when things go bad, opportunities arise. So
I don't know about all that, but again, if you're not prepared, you need to go buy some cases of water and some cases of toilet paper, and do not, and I repeat, do not go try to buy like 5 fucking giant rolls of toilet paper. Okay, buy one. You know what I'm saying? Think about other people. You sorry, selfish sack of shit.
I got a bidet and we got filtered water at the crib everywhere. So if you need some water, dead ass, feel free to come in.
Honestly, I've been thinking about getting a bidet. It might be time to go ahead and.
No, you should. You should got that after COVID. But
I should get one before it goes up in price too. Because
I'm dead ass. If you need water, come to the crib.
Yeah.
Any faucet.
Yeah, my mama got like a pallet of water. So we good on that end for sure.
Okay. All right, man. Let's get to the pod.
Right, let's go. Let's start off here with our first video, man. I don't never understand like how people find the time to really feel this way, but we'll run it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe some people disagree. Maybe some people agree.
Just about old buddy who like 41-year-old.
No, it's not.
Have you saw that video?
No, what video is it?
Bro, this is like 41-year-old guy. We might need to talk about this on the next pod. Sorry about this, y'all.
It's okay.
Just about a 41-year-old man who said he has no friends, no wife, no nothing. And he's like ex-military. Like he just kind of went on a rant. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I felt bad for Buddy. I felt really bad for Buddy. I'll send you the video.
He was just saying, fuck everybody?
No, he was just saying that like he lost all his friends. He lost some friends in war. Came back. He fell in love with a chick for like 7 years who had a kid. He was playing stepdaddy tour, getting ready to like make the next move. They were saving up and things like that. And she stole like thousands of dollars, like close to $10,000 from him.
Damn.
And then lost it all gambling in Vegas. And
she did?
Yeah. So just a whole bunch of.
So she had a gambling addiction.
And before that, he had a thing where he was kind of like an introvert anyway because he was the only boy in his family. So you can just tell that he was already an introvert. Went to the military as an introvert. You know what I'm saying? Came back, lost a couple of friends in the military. He was very comfortable staying by himself. Kind of fell in love with somebody. That person did him wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like he don't need friends and shit. But he was just saying that he really felt good, like telling the internet, telling the world this story. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell he's not really like. There's some other things that are probably going on with him. Okay. But it's just like,
I ain't seen that video yet.
I was like, Raph probably gonna see this. He probably gonna talk about this on the pod.
All right, we'll spin the block on that one on the next episode. All right, this one here though, let's run it and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it.
You can raise a child to value $1 without making them struggle for it.
Whatever. Use whatever fucking vocabulary word you want to use. Struggle, adversity, whatever. Trials and tribulations, whatever the fuck you want to use. Long story short, I'm not rolling the red carpet for you. So whatever word you want to use to describe that, whatever. All I'm saying is, as a parent, I'm not rolling the red carpet for you.
So
I don't give a fuck how much
you be one of those parents that I went through it, so you got to go through it too. That's the parent you're going to be. Not
Goddamn
me.
right.
Not me. And good thing you're not a parent yet.
Goddamn
because that is a horrible way of thinking when it comes to raising children. Your children's going to grow up to hate your ass. I'm telling you now. Children will grow up and resent you and hate you because you made them struggle unnecessarily.
You grew up with a roof. You grew up with a roof over your head, food in your stomach, clothes in your body. And
children need more than that. Children need more than that. And the reason, and I know you're gonna come at me for yelling, but when it comes on to kids, I'm passionate about that shit because a lot of our parents fucked us up, and I don't think it's fair for us to turn around and give that to our kids. No, you're not okay, nigga. You be on here going off every damn episode. You're not okay. I'm not okay. We're not okay.
All right.
That shit was called Being Black is Ghetto.
You mind if I get it popping?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Start it off.
I'm gonna say this. It's crazy because I think for some reason, bro, we really do be talking at each other more than we talk, to each other. Yeah. And this is like prime example of that. I understand what Buddy's saying. I understand what sister is saying over here. What dude is saying is correct. I don't think that we should roll the red carpet, and I do think that kids should understand the price of $1, understand like what struggle is and things of that nature, and how to hustle and how to like get up every day and go to work and grind because that is very, key ingredients to trying to create a successful person and not a bum. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about a bum that's going to be on the street, but somebody who just doesn't understand the value of $1 and they just lose everything because they were just always given things. But what that dynamic right there is, in my opinion, the dynamic of like a man's role and a female's role in a relationship. The man's role, in my opinion, is to provide and things of that nature and to teach values like that in a situation. Not to say that they will not be complimented by their spouse or by their woman, But I also think that what she was kind of directing towards too was the emotional things of like nurturing and things like that. And I think that is also very important when it comes to a relationship. Yeah. So it's just funny to me when listening to them that like, yo, the roles that y'all are like describing are the roles that y'all should have. And in a relationship, y'all would find this common ground, this overlay in which y'all would raise your children and still find success out of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it just seems as if like they just talking at each other. And I really want to say that, buddy, like, bro, you're not okay. Like, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you articulating yourself and having to raise your voice.
You seem
and,
a bit angry, dog.
Talking about stop bitching, like dog. I'm gonna tell you the one rule in any kind of discussion or argument, whatever you want to say, is that the moment that you got to start cussing in a educated, discussion or debating situation, you don't know you've lost where you're going from, like where you're coming from. But that's my in most situations.
Saying, sometimes you can get really passionate depending on the topic.
And you're right, I'm a passionate person, so I get it.
So it depends.
But buddy, I would definitely say, like, I understand where you're coming from. I do think that the one thing I want to do is that I want to, teach my kids business from an early age. One of the things I want to do with my nephews in our neighborhood is that I want to start trash can cleaning company with them. I want them to go and put flyers on people's doors to come and clean their inside of their trash cans, wash it and stuff like that. Maybe once a month or once every other month or every quarter, something like that. Maybe even if it's $25, because it gives them the understanding of get up on this week, on this Saturday, or on this Sunday, you got to go. You got to go do some work. You know what I'm saying? You get this money, and you teach them how to save and so on and so forth. I think that's very key. It's very important. But I also understand where she's coming from. You don't need your child to go to school and get made fun of because they got one pair of shoes and just 3-4 outfits and they just struggling unnecessarily. Meanwhile, you sitting on racks or you sitting on millions. That to me is also diabolical. So, but yeah, go ahead.
It's funny that you would say that because my opinion on this thing is that this is actually a microcosm of the political spectrum. It's two people who actually have fairly solid points, but they too far to either side to really see each other's point of view, right? Each person just wants to be right. That's what's going on here. And they want the other person to concede. They're not actually trying to come to understanding and meet somewhere in the middle. And I mean, I guess that's kind of the point of conversations. And so it's not really political, but I mean, if you really think about it, you got one person leaning hard left and another person leaning hard right, and they bickering heads. You know what I'm saying? Each person's in a tug of war. Tug of war. Yeah. With that being said, I kind of agree, man. At the same time of her saying, although she's saying, I get what she's saying, right? There's no reason for your children to struggle if they don't have to. I understand that. But I mean, I lean more to her side because I understand that you can also provide for your children in a way that allows them a much better life than you had and still teach them the value of a dollar. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I get where he's coming from, right? And so I don't know how far he's trying to take it. So
the fact that he's leaning that far to the right lets it be known that, bro, you're not okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't want to just diminish what he's saying because I don't know if he necessarily means that they gonna struggle. You get what I'm saying?
It's just a snippet.
It's how hard he's saying it that makes it feels that way. Yeah. But I don't think that's. I would hope that ain't what that man mean. Of course they gonna have. They probably gonna have Nikes, you know what I'm saying? But he probably ain't gonna buy Jordans, you know what I'm saying? My mama had money, but she never buys Jordans.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm okay with you not even doing Nikes. I'm gonna keep it real. You can no, and I'm being so serious. Okay. I'm being so serious. It's one of those things, bro.
What shoes you gonna buy your children in high school?
I mean, there's plenty of other shoes that you can get, but if you want to get
but I'm saying so.
It could be but see, this is what I'm talking about. You brought up high school, and by that time, my goal is that they would understand the value of a dollar. So one thing that we did growing up, and I don't know if y'all did, but I'm sure most black and brown people did this, that you were given a certain amount of money before school started, $500. Hey, this is what you're gonna get. So get as many shoes, whatever shirts, whatever pants that you want to get. I don't know if that's what y'all did, but that's kind of how our parents
spent that much money.
But that's kind of how our parents did it, and that was for the semester.
Yeah,
to make that very clear. Yeah. That wasn't like we got $500 and in 2 months it would be here's another $5. No, we got $500 and it was hey, go get whatever. Go get whatever that you need for the semester. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And they would do it again before next January or whatever. But I'll say all that to say is that by that time, if they really want some J's and this, that, and the third, okay, did you make some money this summer?
Yeah.
You're like, I'll match you and things like that. Like I want to be that kind of parent.
Okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to be mindful, because if you start doing that stuff very early, when you buying J's in like elementary school, middle school, you buying these nice ass Nikes in elementary and middle school, they're gonna be having that expectation when they go to high school, and I want to shut that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Or it could be something like maybe you don't work because you're very scholastic, or you're into your sports, or whatever the case may be. You're doing the right thing. By that time, maybe there's going to be a certain level of allowance. You do the things that you're supposed to do that we lay out as parents, then I don't mind giving my kids allowance. And yes, we can have a whole discussion on a debate on that later on. But it's one of them things where like you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You can get the things that you want to get. And that is, the reward of it all, right? So, but you're also talking to somebody who had 2 jobs in high school, from like sophomore year up to my senior year in high school. I had 2 jobs, like pay for half of my car, when I was in high school. And that was the only one out of all my siblings. So like I'm used to working, you know what I'm saying? But I want to instill that into my kids because my parents instilled that into me. And I think that I wouldn't be where I'm at without that opportunity. But yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I guess, again, we definitely didn't get $500. I mean, we got new clothes.
It may not have been $500.
Because it
could have been like $200-$300.
Yeah,
I'm also speaking 2024 inflation.
Yeah, you tell about say 2005, boy. You spent $500. You was walking in there fresh to death. With that being said, though, yeah, I don't know. I know that before my mom went to take her shopping and everything, first off, by the time I was a senior, I had a summer job. So I pretty much bought my own clothes and shoes. I think my mama did buy the shoes for us because they had the 2 for $89 rocking in. And so, black people love a good deal. So, my mom was all for the 2 for $89, 2 for $79 and shit. So, yeah, that shit was definitely popping during high school. But yeah, my mom never bought me Jordans. You know what I'm saying? And so, as a kid, I did feel some slight resentment, but as I got older, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I understand now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a mortgage. You see what I'm saying?
That's pretty wild that she felt resentment that you didn't get some J's. I never felt that way to my parents because I didn't get no J's.
Well, you got to understand that as a kid, you think your parents got all this money. My mom was driving an Infiniti. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact that I was, in my head.
I resented my parents for things, but it was never for like.
Well, I'm not going to say that, like, nigga, I won't walk around mad at my mom and dad and them, but like, during that week where I didn't get J's, like, I was frustrated because like I don't understand it. These motherfucking shoes $30 cheaper than J's. You have $30 more. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, my mom sucks.
But fuck. But when the 2 for $89 came around, you know what I'm saying? But I had gave up on the J. I was like, well, shit, this make more sense anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool because that's why I get 1 pair of shoes or I can get 2, right? So when then they had the white Reeboks with the gum soles. Oh,
you know what's crazy? When you were talking about other shoes, I swear to you, I didn't want to say it, but like, dog, some Reeboks, some Adidas, some Chucks, like some Chuck Taylors.
But I'm saying, when I said Nikes, I was including like name brand shoes, though. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
I got you.
So
it's just that Nike is
I hear you.
Most expensive of all.
So just to clarify, when I said like Nikes, like I mean like name brand shoes though, where they not gonna get clowned because. Understand that like your kids will get clowned. Like, do you have a certain like?
You know what's crazy though? Now I feel like fashion is a little bit different than it was back then because
if you put it together right,
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. You can put together some like vintage or like thrift stuff that back then like you might have got clowned or you might have been looking like a brokey if you had like thrift stuff.
Yeah,
on.
boys went feeling you. Yeah, if you was.
But it's like now, like you kind of cool if you got like
if you could throw if you could throw a $10 outfit together. Yeah, you killing it. yeah. And like with the new kids, that's what I'm saying. And so
I got Pumas now, and back then if I had Pumas, but
the fuck, what are those?
And I got more money than I ever had. Like, and I love my Pumas,
bro.
Man.
Listen, Pumas ain't cheap. Ain't nothing cheap no more. It's so not. Like. Niggas see you in Pumas. Oh, you got money, nigga.
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy how niggas grow up. But like I said, each generation gets better as well, right? So, and that's the hope, at least, right? But even with all of that being said, man, getting back to the conversation, the thing is again, we see. These people they're trying to get the other person to concede, right? They're not trying to see the other person's perspective because if you ask proper questions, you can get to understand a person better, right?
What you mean by that?
Yeah, so like you mean say you ain't gonna roll the red carpet? You mean like you're not gonna buy your kids name brand clothes, or like you're not gonna buy them new clothes, or you gotta filter to understand. You gotta filter questions so that way you can understand where the person's coming from.
No doubt.
And so you got 2 people there who are just literally trying to fight. They're not really trying to see each other's perspective. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, that conversation wasn't going to go nowhere anyway.
They're more focused on winning the argument than, like, actually trying to get to some type of resolution or, like, understanding. So,
because at the end of the day, I'm hoping he was being sensible. He was just saying, you got me fucked up if you think I'm about to buy him a Mercedes for their 16th birthday.
And I think that's what was kind of bothering me. Is like, dog. Like,
and she probably wasn't even trying to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like he's taking it that way. And that's the crazy shit, right?
Because of how aggressive that he's, speaking on it, she's taking it as like, you willing to go, if you're this extreme on how your tone of voice and all of that, like, then you're probably going to be just as extreme with like how you're trying to like handle this issue.
You're going to send your kids to school with clothes on it, with holes in their clothes and shit. Like, nah, bro.
But I'm going to be honest. I want to create trust fund babies. That's my goal. If that's not y'all's goal, then what the fuck are we doing this for? What are we doing this for? I want my babies to have trust funds. And now here's the reality. I want them to be responsible with said trust funds. I want them to understand the value of the trust fund. How can you make this trust fund extend to your kids and, my grandkids and my great-great-grandkids? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the goal. So let's not get this twisted. Sam Walton had like eight kids, all of them billionaires. If that's not the goal, then what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Now, and I'm not saying like obviously live life and enjoy it. I'm not, all that stuff. But yeah, like the goal should be to give your kids double, triple, quadruple than what you came into this world with, and hopefully they're able to give their kids double, triple, quadruple of what they came into this world with. Like that is to reproduce and to be more abundant with whatever production that we left, and let's just keep it pushing.
I mean, that's true, right? But at the same time, everyone is not capable of that.
No doubt.
We have to ground the conversation, and the grounded part of this conversation is that your children should not struggle more than you did, but they should understand the struggle that you had to go through to make it happen.
No doubt.
So, like, that's the point of this, right? Like, at the end of the day, of course, you can't just roll out the red carpet for your children, because then you create children who don't have a purpose. So in order to
damaging them more than
to give them a purpose, you definitely have to create and instill within them some level of integrity and work ethic and leadership qualities that like they can use going on into the world. Furthermore, my last point is also because you brought up how the relationship dynamics. See, I don't think people often think about this when we're talking about sort of kind of gender roles and different things like that. But honestly, that dynamic with children and fathers being protectors and designing structure and all that shit go out the window when you have a boy and a girl, because that dad ain't gonna talk the same way to his daughter the way he talked to his son.
Not at all.
You get what I'm saying? So like, and the mom ain't gonna treat the daughter the same way that she treat the son. Says mama's boy, that's daddy's girl. So like,
crazy. Moms and daughters be going at it.
No, you gonna have different dynamics depending on the genders themselves, right? So like, he need to get his shit together because he got to go out in the world.
My son going out there in some Pumas.
My
baby girl. What you need, baby?
Mercedes.
Yeah, I can't. We can't have you out there.
But for like $3,000 more, we could get a C-Class though.
We can't have you out there looking like a bum.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a daddy. You got a daddy out here.
Fuck you mean, nigga? Go get a job, boy. Fuck you talking about? What you mean? Your sister can't go to work? It's crazy folks out here. They might snatch her up at her job. You know what I'm saying?
You need to be buying her something, damn it.
Fuck you doing, nigga? If she got to go to work, you got to work there too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different ways.
Go drop her off. Go pick her up.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's different dynamics even within the household depending on the gender. So like we can't just be all like, that's because I've seen firsthand, like, women get on their daughters way differently than they get on their sons.
But I think overall, when you said it, like there's a level of structure that like a dad brings to a relationship.
I hear you though. Yeah.
And there's a level of like compassion that a mom brings. You know what I'm saying? And I think that from what Buddy is saying is like he wants a structured household to where it's like that is important. And that makes sense, you being like the man of your household. And I do think it's also important and makes sense where she is saying, where she's like, hey, there's a level of compassion, there's a level of like intimacy that we need to have with our kids. You don't just need to be throwing this like structure shit into their face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and that's why I'm like, hey, what y'all are saying is very important. I think it's vital, which is why y'all should really be working together rather than like working against each other. You know what I'm saying?
If you're trying to come to an understanding of each other, and specifically, and I guess the last thing here is just that, different environments breeds the different type of people. Some people come out of poverty wanting to give their children the world because they struggle. It just changed them in that way. And the other people come out of poverty like, I don't work really hard for this. These kids are going to have to understand the same thing because they might also have a situation where they seen homies who had way more than they had, and now them niggas ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So they probably think, you know what I'm saying, hey, that buying Jordans and giving them cars and shit, that ain't doing nothing but ruin them. So it all depends on, you know, your worldview. But at the end of the day, I think that like the conversation they was having is important. They both were making great points, but it's a microcosm of how we are today, where we rather be at each other's necks than trying to understand each other and see eye to eye. Okay. All right, let's roll this next one here. This is one of my favorite topics I always bring up because I definitely don't have a problem with this. But if you're somebody that struggles with this, I think my man Bun B gonna drop some advice on you. So let's go ahead and let's run it.
Crazy because like I don't tell people no anymore. I just don't pick up the phone because I feel like
no. You gotta tell them no.
You think so?
You gotta tell them no. You have to tell people no. You have to get over the idea of people not being.
I used to do that, and then I'm the bad guy. So I'm like, I am.
Be the bad guy, Aristotle. Be the bad guy because you are never. I don't care how many favors you do for people. You will never please these people.
Yeah, you won't.
You will never please these people. So just go. We're going to end up with a no and a bad attitude at some point. Why not today? Let's get this shit over with. No.
You're right, though.
Let's get this shit over with. And if you don't like me from here on out, at least I know. But I'm not going to sit around and wait till July. Fuck, should I tell him no? I don't even want to hear his mouth. No, at some point we're going to be there. Just get this shit over with. My nigga. Nope.
Can I leave this one?
Yeah,
okay. If you know me intimately, you already know I don't get nobody no motherfucking money. Primarily because I ain't got nothing. But let's just assume that I did have money. Okay. With that being said, I'm very big on situations. You get what I'm saying? Like I judge the situation, right? So if I know this is a person who really just like maybe they make necessarily good investments, you know what I'm saying, but they not frivolous with their money, you know what I'm saying, and like maybe they just kind of fell on hard times, you know what I'm saying, like you can come to me and like I know the character of you and I understand like where you at.
That part.
It's motherfuckers that I know that like gonna come to me for money. Ain't no point in me giving you this shit. You're gonna be right back here in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, now if it's kids involved, you know, and I don't want to go into like too many variables and shit, but you get my point, right? Like I attach a certain level of severity to it, right? Like, is this person, like what they dealing with, you know what I'm saying, really worth it or really worth me giving them this money that I know I'm never going to see, right? Because me, if I give you money, I'm assuming that I may not ever see this shit again. So I'm attaching how much you're asking for versus the possibility of me getting it back. And so $20, $30, $50, I could probably swing it. You start creeping above that $100, $200, $300 range. And so, cause I can't say that like, I'm just going to hit you with a no, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they talking different levels of money. They're talking about different levels of things, right? And I already know that if I was on a level, it would absolutely be a no, because again, I'm about helping in ways where it's like, if you need help, bring me the bill, like send me the link. I'll pay that shit.
Yep.
But don't come ask me for money. Like in no capacity would I ever give people money, because it's not the issue of not wanting to help people, but it's the issue of is they'll like people see you as a bank account. I seen it with my mama. Like they used to think my mom was a bank because like she lived in a really nice home. She was doing better than everybody else. And like, you know, now that I've gotten older and I actually, you know, talk to my mom and understand that like, yo, my mom was struggling. You know what I'm saying? My mom,
you know, it's crazy. People will be struggling in secret and still be helping out other people. And that shit is crazy to me.
Dead ass.
That shit is crazy to me.
Yeah, people will do it.
Crazy to me.
And so like you gotta,
and part of it is to keep this facade of like that you still got it together.
I think it's part of that, but also I think that some of it is survivor's remorse as well, right? Because you think because you're doing better, that this person is doing worse. So like you have to help them. I don't think it's always to give the impression that you know better, but it's just like yeah, shit, I'm down right now, but like man, his light's gonna get turned off. You see what I'm saying? Like his or her, she ain't gonna be able to feed her kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which that's an entirely different realm of helping somebody. But you see my point, right? Yeah. Like I think some of it also is because you think that like I'm doing better and like I got a credit card to go put this on. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So some of it is that as well. But also a good portion of it is also trying to keep up appearances as if like, oh yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me let you hold this. Nah, man. And again, like you see it time and time again, right? No matter how much you help somebody, and you know you got to know the person as well. People people will act like you ain't never did shit for them. And so now you done gave these people this money and shit. And the one time where you finally don't have it and you tell them no, now they got a fucking attitude. You know what I'm saying? And that's what eventually happens. So you might as well just go ahead and get that attitude out the way so that way they know up front, nah, I ain't got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may look like I got it, but I ain't got it.
And I agree with everything you said. I think first and foremost, context matters. And I say that so many times with so many situations, is that at the end of the day, if the person asking me for this money, if you come up to me asking me for $100 because you missed out on this or that or whatever the case may be, then I'm probably going to be like, you know, I may just give it to you and I may give it to you without the expectation of getting it back. But it's also in my mind to let me know that like the next time you do hit me up to ask you for $100 or something like that, like, hey bro, yeah, I ain't got it no more. Like I'm not gonna be able to do that for you no more. Yeah. I'm gonna be upfront. I do have a homie that was kind of down. He had hit me up. He was going through some things, and this nigga immediately was like, hey bro, I'm in a situation. This, that, and the third, like, I can put together a contract. Like, do you mind if I can get, like, $3,000? You know what I'm saying? And I'll take this back. I'll take it back, and I'll be honest. He was asking me if I could help him possibly get a loan. And I asked him how much he needed, and he said that it was $3,000. And I said, what's up? Like, tell me what the whole, ordeal. And he told me, and obviously he could tell that, like, I was probably open to helping him. Yeah. And that's when he brought up the whole contract. And I gave it to him. Now that I need my money back. And we did the contract, we did all of that. But the reality is that context does matter. And do I trust or can I have trust in the person to be able to help? I do think that, similar to what you said, is that if I'm in this position, it would be horrible of me to see people around me not being able to possibly eat in the same vein, because what's the point of being successful if everybody around you is like drowning? Yeah, and you can't help that. And I can't help. Yeah. If I have the means to help somebody, then I'll definitely do that. But I will not drown myself to save somebody else. Of course. That will never fucking happen. Yeah, and I felt like I used to be that guy to where it was like, I don't even really have it, but I will give you my last to make sure that like you able to take care of what you need to take care of. Yeah. And I have been, taken advantage of a few times too many in that situation. So that doesn't happen no more. Which is kind of why I feel like the way I feel when it comes to money, to be real with you, and spending money on other people. I think that, even when it comes to dating or whatever the case may be, like, there's a level of decorum that you have when you're spending somebody else's money. I don't care what anybody says. Like, somebody had to get up in the morning to go earn that money. So, call me broke, call me whatever the fuck you want to call me, but I don't need to be spending $300 on a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy business. That's diabolical. That don't make no sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially if this is like a first date and I'm not getting none off of you. Like, what are we doing here? And I'm not saying I need to get none for no $200-$300, but it's just like, are we not going on this date to get to know one another? I know I'm conflating two issues, but it's just one of those things where I just feel like people, it goes back to the conversation before that. People don't understand like the value and what it takes to like earn money. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody's doing that, coming to ask you for something, that's crazy. If I'm in their situation where I'm probably millionaires or something like that, similar to what you said, I don't need to give nobody a dime. If you tell me like, man, you're behind on your rent, okay, who do I need to make a check out to? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you behind on your water bill, electric bill, all right, send me, like you said, send me the link, forward me the email. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay for that mug. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll even add an extra, I'll add some, a little extra 100 on there to make sure that you can get through the next couple of months. Yeah. But I do think that it's also, to be real with you, as an adult, if you are in diabolical times, at our time, that means that you did not probably plan well, respectfully. So I don't want to just give you money and you just burn through that, and you just does not help you. It just begets more problems in the future. So I agree with everything that Bun B said, man. Don't ghost somebody or don't like be awkward about it. Like, man, just tell them straight up no, and then if they act weird about it, then at least you know where you stand with that person. Like, obviously they only saw you as a cash cow in the first place. Yeah. And leave it at that. Listen, man,
you can't. If you got to see it from people's perspective. So one of the reasons why I wouldn't take it personally to begin with is because if you come and you ask somebody from help and you believe they can help you and they don't, you're gonna feel some type of way regardless. You know what I'm saying? But what I respect is for that person also eventually realize why I didn't help. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm very much aware of certain shit, bro. Like, I don't know hardly anybody in my life that I personally believe doesn't spend money recklessly. You know what I'm saying? And actually got most of
us, if not all of us.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very few people on the top of my head that I can say, you know what I'm saying?
Even people who got their shit together be spending recklessly.
That don't have terrible financial habits. Nigga, like I am counting down the days. I didn't tell you, but yeah, boys recently just got a raise. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting down the days. Pretty good raise too. I just counting down the days. Like, nigga, I'm literally looking at how much extra money I'm Oh yeah, drop that one time. I'm literally looking at how much extra money I have to eventually pay off my fucking car, and like how soon we can get this shit paid off.
When I pay off my car, bro.
Nigga, listen.
When I pay this thing off,
nigga, I'm gonna
tell y'all right now, I'm gonna be a new man.
I'm gonna throw a graduation party for my bank account.
I'm gonna be a new man.
As God is my witness.
I'm gonna be a new man.
I didn't graduate into a territory that most Americans never get to.
When I pay off my house,
nigga.
Oh,
bro, let me.
Oh man.
So it's like it's. But
bro, these bills be killing me,
nigga.
Dog.
Who you telling?
First of the month.
I got 2 kids.
I ain't got none of them,
dog. Listen, so the thing is my issue is like when I see niggas that drive quote unquote better cars than me asking me for money, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about, nigga?
You need a downgrade. Some of y'all really do have like man.
Look at the audacity of that nigga. I drive a car that's almost 10 years old and you come in asking me for money, nigga. What kind of shit is that? Like, do you understand the irony here, nigga? Like that's my problem, right? So like when I look you in the face and I tell you, nah, nigga, I can't help you. It's because nigga, I really can't, bro. I got dreams, I got goals, I got things that I'm trying to attain. And if you ain't literally about to be on the street, like nigga, like hey, you got to figure it out. Cause me, I'm gonna turn off the cable. I'm gonna turn off the internet. I'm gonna sell half the shit I got in this house. I'm gonna do whatever I can to pay my fucking bills.
Some people be asking for money, be the same ones, be like smoking weed,
nigga,
going out drinking,
going out to eat every other day.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, some of y'all need to go get bread, turkey,
make
cheese,
some sandwiches, nigga.
Bread, turkey, cheese, and some ramen noodles, bro.
Dog.
Like y'all don't understand the plight of somebody who struggles. Before you like y'all gotta
they want to come to you so they ain't gotta struggle. That's the
crazy part.
That's the real reason they come to you, nigga. So they ain't got a budget and struggle, bro. Fuck out of here, nigga. Like I finally understood, bro. Like it isn't. And then y'all it's less about money. It's more about
y'all wouldn't do respectfully. Y'all wouldn't do what I do to make the money that I make. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all will come and ask me for money, but y'all will not get up and do what I do.
The Uber
on a daily basis to make the money that I make. Y'all not gonna wake up at 5:30 in the morning,
bro.
Y'all not gonna come back home at 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna do that y'all not gonna do that 6 days out of the week. Y'all not gonna like, you know what I'm saying, even after doing that, go ride Uber for like 3-4 hours after you done worked all day just to have like, you know what I'm saying, some extra change in your account because you don't want to seem broke. Y'all not willing to do that. But I'm gonna go do it and then I'm gonna give you a couple $100.
Nigga.
Like, make that make sense.
Bro, I'm saying, like, understand that, like, when you come to me and you ask me for money, which ain't nobody had to ask me for in a while, right? But, like, yes, nigga, I'm gonna judge your situation. You know what I'm saying? If you got a car within 2 years old and you come ask me for money, I ain't got nothing for you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Because you already living above your means. That's what it's telling me. So the likelihood of me getting this money back is highly unlikely. And I need this money, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't something that I have to give away. I ain't made it to that point in life yet. I'm close. I'm getting there. I'm getting to a point to where I can start letting some people borrow money. But even still, I probably won't let niggas borrow anything. And you got to understand that it's not because it's not because I don't want to give it to you. It's because I know the sacrifices I've had to make in order to get here. Nigga, y'all don't think I want a new car? You don't think I want to ride around in a brand new Jeep Gladiator? You know what I'm saying? Go throw some 22s on it, some 37-inch mud flap tires, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't think I want to put a 6-inch lift and like act like a nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I do, but I ain't got the fucking money, man. You know what I'm saying? And you come and you asking me for money that I ain't even got to do what I want to do with it to let you have it and you driving a better car than me. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, dog.
My nigga got PTSD.
Dog, I swear to God, bro. Shit is wild.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the next.
Shit is wild, bro.
Yeah, hide your money, man.
Dog.
There's broke people around.
Me.
All right.
All right, man. Last video before we get into the Diddy shit, man, because I know we got to talk about it. Actually, this is a segue into it. So let's go ahead and let's run this and then we'll come back and we'll discuss all things updated on Diddy.
I mean, his attorney is saying he's going to fight the good fight. We're not giving up, but I don't see this going well for Diddy whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. I just really can't wrap my mind around someone having so much to lose and moving the way he was moving. It just makes me think that man doesn't have not one single solitary friend around him. Because if you worth $1 billion, you got kids, you got all these employees. All you need is one person that cares about you. All it takes is one person to say, hell no, get these guns away from him. No, you're not getting no prostitutes. You're getting a girlfriend. actually you need a wife. But somebody should have been there to tell Sean Combs to grow up, or maybe he didn't listen because he's too far gone off drugs, alcohol, and booty.
Well,
all types of booty.
Too far gone. Going to sit down now.
Booty.
Variety of booty. Yeah, but
women,
like
he just make a bunch of booty jokes after that, so there's no point in watching the rest of that video.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. Because
this man hates Charlamagne, y'all. So he
I don't look, dog. I don't hate.
You hate Charlamagne, dog.
I don't hate Charlamagne.
Dog.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I dislike. I dislike the man. Hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word, man.
Where's the cap button?
It's the red joint.
Stop the cap. Yeah, stop that shit.
Look, I don't hate the man. It's not that.
Stop.
Charlamagne is
a serious dislike for that man.
Charlamagne is a fucking joke.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is Charlamagne's job, literally his name to fame, is off of like rumors, kind of like getting on people, things of that nature. If you think Charlamagne, who is in New York a lot, and if I'm not mistaken, from New York.
I mean, no, he's from South Carolina.
South Carolina, okay, but he's been in the New York area quite a bit. I think he was even doing radio in New York.
I mean, yeah, he's been
okay, and you know that he's definitely within the culture. And I think he was actually at one point cool with Wendy Williams, if not still cool with her.
I think he's always been cool with her. Yeah.
And the reason why I say that because Charlamagne discussed one time that him and Wendy had actually discussed P. Diddy prior to all this stuff going down. And it might have even been on this episode, or at least it was on an episode recently, from this. Now, the reason why I have a big issue with Charlamagne being the messenger, because what he said, the message, I agree. But it's the messenger that I have a problem with, is that, like, bro, I find it very hard to believe that Charlamagne had no idea of any of these hellacious rumors. None of them. I'm not saying he needed to know the details of every single thing, of everything in the indictments, and this, that, and the third. But I find it very hard to believe that man was not privy to at least 5% of the shit that we know about today. And Charlamagne himself had P. Diddy on that show talking, discussing things, this, that, and the third. And my nigga, did you ever talk to him? Were you ever even a friend or somebody who was just trying to help out the community?
Well, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like, that is what I find so annoying. And I know you're going to say that, somewhere in what I'm thinking, I'm tripping. And I get it. No problem. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem that I have with Charlamagne. Like, the nigga be wanting to, like, tell us how we should move and wants to be like, you know what I'm saying, this like all being figure with like so much wisdom. But the motherfucker don't do shit when given the opportunity. He don't do shit when given the opportunity. Okay. And I say that with all due respect to that nigga. I'm glad that he's able to have his name to fame. He makes his money. I'm all for people who look like us to have to have something to stand on and to make a cash cow. And my brother is doing very well. But that nigga is ass. He's garbage.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He is garbage. And for him to say that and to say with so much conviction, like, do you not have any friends or people around you or anybody around you in your circle willing to tell you things, this, that, and the third. My nigga, you had him on your show. And you ain't say shit about shit. You even brought up some of the things that he did on the Drink Champs thing when he was talking about I was digging and scratching for shit or whatever the case may be, which lets me know that you had an inkling about some of this.
Okay.
And yet you gonna sit here and make it seem like nobody around him is willing to help. But your job is to now do what you're doing now. And that's why you make the big bucks doing what you do. Yeah. But don't make it seem like you really out here practicing what you preach. But I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because you're going on a tangent here, and I gotta interject before I forget some of these things. Dog, first off, I think you championing for him to be something that he probably isn't, and that is like he's not a Minister Louis Farrakhan or a Reverend Al Sharpton or Reverend Jesse Jackson. Like that's not who Charlamagne the God is, bro. He's a nigga on the radio.
No problem.
But I'm saying, like,
he kind of wants to be that. If you've read his book and things of that nature.
Hold on, but is he himself carrying himself in the way in which that he's talking about? He can't hold he can't. And then on top of that, you're asking him to hold a nigga accountable based off of rumors. And then on top of that, we don't know how much that he did know. So maybe he only knew about the wild sex parties. Like, he's supposed to question that man about that on TV. What if Diddy don't want that business out there? Okay. He's supposed to ask him about that and put that man business out there.
I find it very hard to believe that he didn't know about him putting his hands on Cassie or anything like that. But maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm wrong. I find it hard to believe that. But you're right. I have no proof or evidence.
I'm saying
what I'm saying. So,
but think
we'll
about
give him
it,
the benefit of the doubt.
But hear me out here, okay? So,
mind you, Cassie was not the only person he put hands on. But go ahead.
I got you, right. And there have been lawsuits before, or people who spoke out against Diddy. But my question here is how many of us knew that he was beating Cassie? You get what I'm saying? Like we didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying that I don't think that we don't have our
but I'm saying,
finger on the pulse.
But how did the rumor not get out though? I mean, okay, but I got you. He might have insiders and shit like that.
I find it very difficult, especially somebody who's very close to people like Wendy, who gets all the rumors, who gets all the hellacious shit about people. So that's all I'm saying. I, you know what I'm saying? And you might be right. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just saying. I think you're going a little too hard on him, because also, did you know that he hosts like a festival every year for mental health awareness?
I know what he does. I know what he does. Saying, I get what he does.
How you knocking the man, dog? Like, he's not bringing any positivity into the world.
All right, I digress.
I'm just saying, you killing the man like he ain't doing shit. You said he don't do shit. I'm like, damn.
Look, man, I just feel like Charlamagne, and I
ain't even like a super Charlamagne fan, but I mean, you're just killing the man.
Charlamagne, to me, has made his name and fame off the like the plight of black people, off the struggle of black people, of finding us at our lowest, making fun of us, things like that. And to me, I find that to be like, I just feel like you're a joke to me, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that he's very disrespectful amongst a lot of black men, very disrespectful to a lot of black women. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, very rarely will he apologize for things that he has done, knowing that he is wrong for him. You know what I'm saying? He gets off on getting on other people, and that to me is a problem. I don't like people like that. You know what I'm saying? I never will. So when I'm hearing something like this, when just a year ago he was on your show, you know what I'm saying? The reason I'm bringing up the fact that he's on your show is that, like, bro, if he was this kind of guy, you know what I'm saying, even with all the hellacious sex parties and this, that, and the third, like, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these things that we're hearing about the sex parties is a problem. The drugs that are involved, some of the rape, graping of certain people, you know what I'm saying? All those kind of things, I find it hard to believe that he didn't have at least a surface level of information on some of these things, and you still allowed him on your show. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Like, I don't want to turn this into like to dog in Charlamagne. Like, it's like, swear to you, he has to exist in this world of media. You know what I'm saying? So people like him have to exist. He just decided to be the one to wear that badge of honor, and that's not a problem. But
and then on top of that, people don't go on shows for people who grill them as hard as you would have wanted him to grill them anyway, right? So you get that one time he gets.
I would have never had P. Diddy on my show.
Huh?
I would have never had P. Diddy on my show.
Well, one, it's not really his show, so right. So I mean, like, we can't just.
You know what? He might have been owned by Revolt at the time.
Yeah, and I was just gonna bring that up as well, right? Like, they had a partnership at least with Revolt, where Breakfast Club was coming on Revolt TV in the morning. So in which case, then that shit's done through, iHeartRadio and Revolt. That ain't done through them. Like, they don't have a stake in that. But even still, with that being said, man,
I didn't like how he handled the whole Kwame Brown situation. I don't know if you were into that during that time, but
I mean, I remember brief periods of it. But listen, Charlamagne is an ignorant ass nigga. I mean, like, that isn't up for debate, right? And even like he's talked about it, right? Like, he's the wrong person to tell shit to, because he don't take shit seriously. Whether that's an admission of guilt or just, hey, I am who I am. I mean, we know who Charlamagne the God is. And honestly, if you look to Charlamagne the God as anything other than just a brother who apparently is leading a good life, but may not be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you look at anything other than a goofball, that's kind of on you. You know what I'm saying? That's who he is. So I can't plight the man for, you know what I'm saying, what he did or he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And even still, you can be standing in the same room with somebody, have an idea of, like, you know what I'm saying, some shit that they might be into, but like, you can't just like go off of that. You got to have some level of evidence, something to really put pen to paper and say, hey, nigga, I know you into this shit like this, and so like I refuse to interview him. Like he's a criminal. You know what I'm saying? So unless he had, you know what I'm saying, a smoking gun, you know, shit is what it is. But even still, man, getting back to my point of the video, before we get into these Diddy charges, man, you've alluded to this several times, man. Charlamagne brought it up. I don't know how many times I gotta say this, man. Y'all gotta quit thinking that like these niggas don't have people in a corner that's in their ear. They do. They don't listen. I don't know what it's going to take for y'all to eventually realize that these niggas are the bad guys. It don't matter how many good friends they have, how many positive people they have in their corner. These niggas are the problem.
They're villains, bro.
I'm saying.
When you like some of the things that I'm reading, and again, this is all what's the word that we want to use before we get sued or something like that?
Alleged?
This is all alleged.
Yeah.
But some of the things that we are reading, some of the things that are coming out in some of these lawsuits, bro, P. Diddy, you couldn't tell this man nothing.
I'm saying, listen.
You couldn't tell this man nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
money and power.
And I'm gonna be honest, the more that I'm hearing, the more I'm so, and I'm not saying that Jay-Z's a part of any of these things, you know what I'm saying? But the more that I do feel to my core that Jay-Z did not do the annual party this year was because of the P. Diddy situation. And I definitely feel like, bro, I'm surprised that so many people decided to be orbited themselves around this man with some of these rumors that were out there. Bro, this man was diabolical, dog. Diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And let's just go ahead and get into it. Fuck it. Because we don't even need to talk about this Charlamagne thing. We can all agree, hey, if you see somebody struggling, going down the wrong path, I think me and Raph will tell you right now, have people in your circle who are going to tell you the truth. You're going to, you know, be honest with you and be willing to receive that message from the people around you.
What I said. These niggas are the villains, bro. Yeah, no. So I'm saying, like, you can't tell an evil nigga. I'm
not disagreeing with you.
So I'm saying, like, your message is going to fall on deaf ears because these niggas are the bad guys.
I'm not talking to evil people. I'm just saying in general. We both agree that if you're somebody out there and you have a group of friends around you who can be honest and be willing to receive that message, it's at that. We're not talking at each other. We saying the same thing. And if you're not willing to do that, that's all
I'm just saying, like, y'all, every time we have these situations, y'all bring up people in their corner. It don't matter how many niggas is in these niggas' corner.
Well, I will also say, get up out their corner. If they're not willing to if they're not willing to adhere to some of the things that you're saying, it is the responsibility of a friend receiving a message from somebody. If Raph were to sit me down to talk to me about certain shit that I'm doing in my life, you know what I'm saying? It is my responsibility to hear him out and listen to it. I'm not saying I need to follow what he's saying to a T, but if I'm unwilling to do so, then Raph needs to understand that he has no place in my life.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean that. So then that means that Raph needs to stop dealing with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
That's probably more along the lines of where we need to go with the conversation.
So I'm just going to leave it at that. So let's just get on P. Diddy at this point.
Okay.
When it comes to Diddy, respectfully, the things that I am hearing in some of these cases, and I'm not even respectful for this nigga's a dirtbag.
Oh, yeah.
This nigga's a dirtbag, bro. This dude, everybody wants to talk about this 1,000 baby oil and lube and this, that, and the third. And it's funny, and we can laugh about it, but behind that shit is some serious things. There's some serious things that are behind that. When you add drugs, when you add the fact that he's getting a sex worker, and before, and I want to take back everything that I've said in the past, because I wanted to leave open the idea of, like, let me leave a slither of hope or a slither of grace that I could possibly give this man based off of what may come out in the future. I don't want to just get some documents or get something that's going on in the news and we just, you know,
run with it.
we just killed a man for that.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm gonna be completely honest, bro. This nigga is a monster to the core. He is somebody that we definitely need to make sure that does not get bail under any circumstance.
Based off of the alleged evidence.
The man sat up there, allegedly, and would get sex workers, men and women, you know what I'm saying? He would go get a female sex worker, tell her that, like, you know what I'm saying, hey, this is, you know, we're going to pay you for your time, which I'm okay with. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with people having the free will to go purchase sex work and this, that, and the third and give themselves up if that's what they want to do. To me, it's just OnlyFans, but in person, respectfully to anybody who may do it. But the dude would sit up there and say, hey, like, I want to pay you for your time. Cool, no issue. But then you go get male sex workers, you drug this woman, and after you drug this woman, you would sit there and have men and yourself have their way with her for days. For days. Days. Let that sink in. I'm telling you that, like, hey, I'm about to give you whoop-de-whoop for the X amount of time, and you wake up 2-3 days later off of drugs, and then you have an IV in you trying to give you fluids, and your whole body has been ran through for days by male sex workers, bro. We need more arrests
because they got off to that.
We need more arrests.
Yeah.
We need I need to see like 15, 20 people arrested in this whole thing. The fact that it's a RICO and we don't have more than one arrest right now is problematic to me. I need to see some more.
Well, they probably need Diddy to give the people up.
They got the tapes. What do you mean get the people up? They got tapes. They got them. They literally got it. Now, mind you, they may already be doing they due diligence. So we don't know.
They might.
But I'm just saying, like, I need to start hearing, like, I need to start getting some more indictments. You know what I'm saying? I need to start seeing some more arrests because this thing is like, the way that this is unfolding, this might be one of the most hellacious things in my lifetime that I'm like digesting that a celebrity or a
public figure of his
done.
level.
Like I know that we have old dude that offed himself in prison and all of that, and maybe I'm just not privy to we don't know the full details because of what he did.
Yeah, they won't release the list.
But he didn't have these many lawsuits from these many people that gave up so many accounts of what they had happened to them. You get what I'm saying? P. Diddy is like facing like 30, 40 lawsuits.
It's crazy.
Like dude is getting like, we're talking about Deshaun Watson level of cases.
Yeah.
But the severity of it is times 10.
Yeah, there's one from Houston, Tony Busby. He just did a class action, 20 people from Texas. I think it was 20 people.
For Diddy?
Yeah, toward Diddy. Yeah, so it's getting pretty extensive. With that being said, though, hey, whip out your calculator real quick so we can add this up. So these are all the charges that Diddy's facing and how much time he's facing. Racketeering conspiracy up to 20 years. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, mandatory minimum of 15 years, maximum is a life sentence. Transportation to engage in prostitution up to 20 years. Kidnapping up to life. You know what? We ain't gotta add these up. This man's looking at life. Forced labor up to 20 years. Obstruction of justice up to 10 years.
You're saying up to? What's the minimum on those?
Up to. Oh, I don't know what the minimum are. They don't have them listed here.
Okay.
So yeah. So
between the up tos and the minimum 15 that you brought up, that's 85 years just right there.
So yeah, just
talking about the lives.
Yeah, not even talking about the lives, right? Like if we just the ones with the minimum, you're looking at up to 85 years. So this is pretty heavy stuff.
You know what's crazy? Like he's gonna do a plea deal, and
I mean,
the way that it works, it's gonna happen because the reality is, I don't care what nobody says. And I know his lawyer says he's gonna fight this to the T, and you're only presenting that because you're only projecting that because you don't want other people to feel like you're willing to fold. Because if you're gonna fold, then they might as well just snitch on you and give out the information right now. So you're trying to present this front that you're gonna fight to the end, so they can also fight to the end. Great thinking, I guess.
I don't know. Tory Lanez fought it, and they had that. Yeah,
but Tory Lanez was not looking. Like, come on, bro. Tory Lanez was not looking at this.
Bro,
Tory Lanez was not looking at this.
That recording that we heard that we all felt like did him in. They heard that the very first day. That was the first thing they heard in the courtroom. He didn't have a shot from that point forward.
I get what you're saying, but Tory Lanez is not facing a minimum or of damn near 85 years. But
that's the point. Like, right? Like he should have took the plea deal because we
discussed that he should have took. But what I'm saying is that I can understand Tory Lanez in that situation because you're looking at maybe 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? You do 85% of that, depending on the federal crime. But P. Diddy is literally looking at 85 years to life.
Yeah, but for these levels of crime, they're not letting this man walk with anything less than 20 or 30. So you think he's gonna take a plea deal for 20 or 30 years?
I'm gonna be real with you. I think he would.
Okay. Right.
Because he's 50, he's 54, 56, something like that. Dude can get out, if he's living by like 75, 80 years old.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? At least you get some life out of prison. With the way it's looking like right now,
I think you're thinking rationally, and I am
thinking rationally. That's all I can do. I can only think rationally.
So I'm saying,
in his situation, I already told you what I think he's gonna do.
Okay, you think he's taking a plea deal? Okay.
No. I don't think he's gonna take a plea deal.
Oh, you talking about like ending?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think this is gonna come to an end, like possibly. Abruptly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not. If it was me, I'm not dealing with this shit.
But will that end come from his decision or somebody else's decision?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
The end result is going to be the end result.
Results are okay.
So
I can rock with that logic.
And the thing is, this is why you need to have some real niggas in your circle, because you want to fuck with snakes. Snakes will cut off. they will end you to make sure that they can still move the way they want to move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but all I'm gonna say is this: we're gonna have a rational conversation. He's going to take a plea deal if he's facing 85 years. You know what I'm saying? Even if he's facing anything north of 25, 30 years, 40 years, he's going to take a plea deal, because the reality of the situation is that if you sit up there and you want to fight this, not only are you going to lose money and lose time, but then you lose that money, you lose that time, and you're going to take a risk of possibly sitting in prison for the rest of your life, knowing that even if two of these charges hit, that's going to be whatever they give you on the plea deal anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well, like, if I'm him, I'm going in this plea deal, whatever they offer on the plea deal, let me see if I can get, like, you know what I'm saying, half of that, 75% of that, like, knocked down. Like, well, how can I, you know, finagle myself with this plea deal to get, like, the minimum amount of years left in prison? Suge Knight is doing, 10 to 15 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, Buddy is at least going to get out at some point.
Should I going back to jail?
He's in prison right now.
Word.
Yeah, he did the whole interview in prison.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
With Chris Cuomo, yeah. He did the whole interview in prison. So Suge Knight is already in prison. So it's one of them things where, like, bro, you might as well just, like, get in your mind. And that's if you're gonna, you know, stay sane. Get in your mind that you're gonna be here for some time. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they didn't even give you bail and you were offering $50 million.
Yeah.
The fact that you offer $50 million and they said, nah, we don't want that. This lets you know, bro.
Well, they believe he a flight risk. And, like, what he's facing, I 100% believe that shit.
Yeah, but what I'm also telling you is that, yes, they believe that he's a flight risk. Okay, I get that. Yeah. But I'm also going to tell you that the judges definitely feel like you're a flight risk because they think you're guilty as shit. Huh? If the judge got this information and was like, this may be kind of bogus. Yeah, he's a flight risk, but this is some bogus shit. 50 million, yeah, give us the 50 million. We're gonna set up some crazy parameters of how to ensure that, like, you stay where you're gonna stay, and we're gonna set some, because you can kind of create your own rules of how you want the person to be out on their bond or on their bail. You know what I'm saying? So they could have done that, but that wasn't for his case. They pretty much said, like, you're too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately what they said. Not only are you a flight risk, you're too dangerous.
To be
you blew up somebody's car.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You called somebody 42, 50 something times a witness or somebody who was attached to our witness that you've never talked to prior to them putting out a lawsuit. You get what I'm saying?
The day before the lawsuit dropped, you called somebody named in the lawsuit 50 something times.
Come on, bro. Like,
that's insane.
It's one of them things, like, we obviously know, like, what you're capable of. And we can't have that out in these streets. You know what I'm saying? They brought up the video of him literally beating the crap out of Cassie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, like, dog, you're too dangerous. Forget the flight risk part about it. You're too dangerous of an individual. You already turned in your passports. Your mom already turned in hers. Your kids already turned in theirs. So we know that you're willing, you know, on paper to stay and not be a flight risk. But, you know, bro, we can't trust what you're about to do if we let you out of here. You got to stay in here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so last thing I want to go over here is, and this is probably going to be, I mean, this isn't something that he's necessarily in trouble for, because they haven't really attached any assault, like, necessarily, like, outright assault, like, charges to his case. But these are just things that is, like, probably going to do him in if he decides to take this to trial. So maybe I'm not thinking clearly, but again, they don't listen to people. So I know his lawyer's probably trying to take a plea deal, but is he really going to take it? Anyway, that's beside the point. Point here is so these are some of the text messages that were revealed in a transcript from Diddy's text messages. One of these text messages is from the victims. One says, I turn my head for a second and you get fucked up and you drag me down the hall by my hair. Another one says, I have bleeding cuts. Another one says, you hit me in the head 2 good times. And then it says, when you get fucked up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power and you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. So that was just some text message that was revealed in the affidavit / lawsuit or charges brought against him by the U.S. attorney that were revealed. Yeah, that type of information is going to be his undoing. It doesn't matter, like, what they bring up in court, how many charges, like that. They
found multiple assault rifles with scratched off serial numbers. They didn't even hit him with those charges. Come on, bro. Like, they know what's up.
But see, that's what's crazy, right? Like, it's certain charges that they didn't even hit him with. Like, they were on his property. Yeah, I know there has to be some weapon charges in there. Nope, they didn't hit him with any weapon charges. And yeah, they found assault rifles with serial numbers scratched off. Ain't that illegal? I thought it was illegal. Maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? But again, oh shit. What if it's conspiracy though? What if that was like the only real charge they could get him on? That's like an open and shut case, right? Or maybe you can say it wasn't his guns. I don't know. I'm thinking too hard, y'all. With all that being said, man,
he's gonna definitely say it's not his guns. Huh? He had multiple people in there. The property wasn't really owned by him. Yeah, it was under the business. I mean, he's gonna have the greatest defenses. He's gonna have the greatest excuses. So
he's got the money
for everything. Like
here's the thing, man. These allegations against Diddy, of course, they're hellacious and they're terrible. But the reality is he's not the only one, man. And so I think what was more telling was in one of the lawsuits or stories that somebody told, they talked about how like Usher and Neo were at a table when Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach when they were out at dinner.
That's crazy. They're gonna be called as witnesses no matter what.
Probably. I mean,
no matter what, there's no way to avoid it.
I don't see why they wouldn't. But my concern here is just that, like, understanding, like, look how far it goes, man. Look how far, you know what I'm saying? We would never put Usher in that kind of light. Maybe Neo, because Neo is a dirtbag. But
Neo getting hit with baby Diddy charges.
Yeah.
Diddy Jr., I think is
Diddy Jr., what they call that boy. But I'm saying, but I could see Neo, because Neo freaky ass nigga.
Diddy Jr. is what they call me.
Neo left his wife for 3 side chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see that. Like if you told me, oh yeah, Neo was involved in shit too.
Man, I don't want to be famous.
I see it. But now you telling me that Usher was allegedly was at a dinner table with Diddy and Neo, and he just outright punched Cassie in the stomach, and them niggas just sat there. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much because we hear about things like this time and time again, but it's just you get to see how far this shit goes, where like nobody did anything about it.
What would I do if my homie just punched his girl?
Oh, we gonna have some problems
in front of me. Like, even if I don't throw hands with you, bro, like, this relationship is over with.
Yeah, we gonna have some problems.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the fuck we talking about? Like, my niggas already know how I'm gonna get down.
Done. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even.
Yeah, my niggas already know how I'm gonna get down. Like, them niggas be mad at me in the group chat. I'm a buzzkill all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you really are a buzzkill.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Be having in the middle of fun.
You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. Hey, nuke that shit, nigga. That shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. But the point here is it's just crazy to me that grown men allegedly sat around and watched the woman get punched in the stomach and didn't do nothing about it. So I guess my point here is
today haven't even spoke on it. They till today have not, like, just don't let it be me. I don't care. Like, I'm making a statement. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not true. I won't sit up and say I'm making a statement for sure. If it really happened, obviously I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
but if it didn't, but if I know for a fact, like,
that shit down
all the stuff that is coming out, I'm making a statement quickly.
Yeah,
like, you know, please understand that with all these rumors that are coming out, you know, I'm not gonna speak on every single rumor that is heard and but please understand that this is not what I'm about. I have never witnessed, never seen, like that to me is just an easy statement that you just throw out. Johnson & Johnson made a statement, my nigga. Johnson & Johnson, or Costco, my bad, made a statement, said he did not, and he probably could have.
Yeah.
Them niggas didn't even want to be around this nigga. It just bro, something that they have nothing, it's not they even their fault.
Name in this shit. The fucking head of marketing.
Obviously, even if he did, Costco, we're not gonna cancel you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got nothing to do with this.
The head of marketing at Costco was just watching the TV like, yo,
hell no.
Did this nigga just say?
Even if he did, hey, we need to make a statement right now.
Yo, did this nigga just say he got this from Costco? Oh, fuck no.
Bro,
hey, nigga, spend that tonight.
That nigga said that he has a Costco down the street. You know, people like to buy in bulk. Costco came out within 24 hours.
Nigga,
no, he did not.
No games.
No, he did not. Not from our location.
From our location. We have no record of that nigga buying a pallet.
No. Like, you know what? As a matter of fact, we didn't even look to see if he did buy it. He didn't buy it from here. Y'all have to produce a receipt saying that he bought it from here, and we will make a statement apologizing that he did buy it.
It's like, he didn't get that pallet from here.
Yeah, you know, dog. Costco even came out within 24 hours and said, for something legally that they could have legally gave him 1,000 bottles. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. We don't expect you, Costco, to police your baby oil bottles. We don't expect that.
Damn.
But they even came out and said, we want no parts of this nigga.
Where did this nigga get 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know, dog. That's a lot of baby oil.
Bro, I was like, did he create like a shell company?
You know what's crazy? I have a deodorant problem, right?
Yeah.
I had an organizer who came to the crib a couple months back when we had moved in. We had gotten an organizer to do a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And she made a comment to me. She was like, hey, stop buying deodorant because I normally would buy like maybe like 8 to 10 bottles at a time.
Crazy.
Like the spray on joints because it's just like I like a particular smell.
Yeah.
And like I know it's there and it's like I'm gonna need it no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like so why, you know what I'm saying? I can understand, but I'm trying to think to myself, like, even when I be getting like 10 of them, I'd be like, damn, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of bottles of
wild.
it's a lot of spray on bottles of deodorant. I can only imagine. Like, bro, when you're storing 1,000, that means you had a room just for your lube and oil. Like it was a legitimate closet. Like think about a closet space that you have, like a pantry that you put food. Mind you, your pantry that you have downstairs in the kitchen wouldn't be able to store 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
Like think about that.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
That's crazy.
Your whole kitchen pantry.
Maybe 300 tops.
Maybe 500 if you're pushing it.
500.
But you know it's not just baby oil in there. There's no rhyme or reason you just have a closet that's baby oil. There's other things in there.
Damn, them AI images that were generated of the cops in a house with baby.
I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Yeah, I'm slipping.
Hilarious, dog. Hey man, Diddy a fan, dog.
Freaky ass nigga,
Diddy is a fan.
Hey Drake, I apologize. You not the fan of 2020.
Drake been off the hook. I'm like, ain't nobody on
Drake.
Drake.
This nigga happy. Like
Drake is all like, look at God, boy. The God I serve is mighty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Yo, man. All right. With all that being said, man, if y'all made it this far, we appreciate you. Make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell your mama, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, father, whoever. Also, get them prayers up for the people out there dealing with Hurricane Helene, man. They really need some help.
And finish this quarter strong, man. We got 3 more months, man. Whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, whatever you didn't finish, whatever you haven't gotten started.
Start today.
Get it done, man. We got it.
Start
you
today.
Got it. I believe in you.
We'll start next week. Start today.
But for sure, hey, go ahead and comment what you want your goal to be, and we'll shout you out on the next joint.
Like that is. We'll put your goals out here on Front Street. Also, go get some toilet paper and some water because shit might get heavy here in the next week, month, or 2. You know what I'm saying? With all that being said, till next time, we out.